This is Overtime with Chris Stewart, only on KHQA.
Well, this is Saturday, September the 3rd, and you have entered overtime because on a day like this, a normal sportscast just won't suffice. Onslaught coverage tonight of high school soccer, volleyball, and football on the way, including a look back at last night's Game of the Week Keokuk Chief victory. And this day is day one of the college football season with the pride of the Gate City, James Vandenberg, center stage in Iowa City. For the Hawkeyes opener today, James Vandenberg looked darn good in the first day of the post-Ricky Stanzi era, I should say. Mr. Vandenberg splashing in from 1 yard out, first touchdown of the season for the Hawkeyes. Mr. Vandenberg not done yet, going to the air. Ugly weather conditions today didn't stop Jimmy V from throwing well right here. Vandenberg with an 88-yard touchdown pass to Marvin McNutt, and that, my friends, is how you do it. Vandenberg on his game. He threw for a couple of touchdowns on the day and ran for another as he goes 13 of 21 for 219 yards and 2 scores. Said later it wasn't a perfect effort. However, it looked pretty darn good in the quarterback rating as the Iowa Hawkeyes get the win to open the season against Tennessee Tech, and James Vandenberg looking good in doing so. 34-7 was your final. The Missouri offense did not look so good today against Miami of Ohio, but any win you can walk away from is a win at this point. The Tigers open up the James Franklin era. Franklin with 2 touchdowns on the day, but they end up not looking great. Defense plays well. 17-6 was your final there. How about Jack Cornell and Illinois taking on Arkansas State to open the day? The Illini offense pretty darn good in this game, albeit against not the greatest of competition. Arkansas State really not a litmus test in anybody's imagination. How about this? Nate Shieldhouse hooking up right here with Darius Milanes for the 45-yard touchdown pass. Then it's A.J. Jenkins breaking away 72 yards away from everything. And if you look there closely, you can see big number 73, Jack Cornell, with a start at guard today, leading his team to victory. The Illini win by the final count in this one of 33-15. Closer to home, we've got the opening of the Jeff Duvendeck era on the hill at Culver Stockton. Culver Stockton had not won at home since October 23rd of 2007. That's a 16-game span. Duvendeck's defense comes to play today. Look at this. Great stuff right there from Nick Still as he snuffs out the home run ball. Cats facing third and forever on their second drive. Trayon Nash gets this ball and moves it into field goal territory, where from there it is Michael Camargo would step up and drill this field goal. Camargo knocks that home, and the Wildcats have their first lead of 2011, 3-0. Ensuing possession, ugly stuff from Graceland. The snap just goes flying by everybody. A host of Wildcats there, including Pleasant Hill's Adam Gunterman to get a share of the safety, and Gavin Shar there as well to get a part of that as well. 5-0 at that point. The Wildcat offense moribund for most of the first half. No problem, though. The defense playing well in this game. Drew Bullhoyce and Nick Still, again, doing some great coverage there. How about Josh McHugh and the pride of North Shelby High School with a big stick tackle for loss. Trey Florney also making his presence felt today. The Wildcats get a defensive touchdown today and a special teams touchdown from Marcus Moss. The offense comes alive early, and the streak is over at home. The Wildcats win for the first time since 2007 on the home digs. 35-10 is your final. A successful debut for that man, Mr. Jeff Duvendeck. An opening of sorts, a debut of sorts for Quincy University in their new digs as they cohabitate at Flynn Stadium with Quincy High School. Built her listeners team looking to put back all the ugliness of last year behind them. First throw of the season for Bobby Brunison, and it could be no more fortuitous than this. How about that? Justin Dickens right there. Holy cow, just right in the right spot at the right time. We'll slow it down for you, and look at Dickens just kind of make the play on the bouncing ball. His second best catch of the night. We'll show you the best coming up in just a second. I tell you what, it was a battle of great passing attempts in this game. How about this? LaMichael Peoples with a phenomenal catch at the other end to answer, and QU's lead is cut to 7-6 as the PAT would fail. The score would say that way most of the first half. Second half, or actually late first half, it is the 2-minute drill right there. Deshaun Smith with a nice catch to put his team into the red zone. And then check out this. 50 seconds left in the first half. Look at the catch by Justin Dickens. Wow, juggle, juggle, juggle. And eventually we would rule it a catch and a touchdown to put QU up 14-6. Let us show it to you again in slow motion as Dickens. This is a bit of prestidigitation that would make Siegfried and Roy just absolutely, Chris Angel, whoever. Look at the catch right here. Juggle, 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 and good. QU now leading. This game was lightning delayed. It is a 14-12 game in the fourth quarter. Last we saw, it was a march from from Iowa Wesleyan in this game, but right now it is, again, 14-12 in favor of QU. We'll update you with a score if we get one by the end of overtime. Also on the docket today, most amazing game of the day, Illinois College. True freshman Michael Bates connected with Kevin Fuller on a 34-yard touchdown pass as time expired, and then he hit Brock Thompson out of Virginia on the two-point conversion to send this game into overtime. Again, true freshman making his first college start, and then Bates found Colin Dooling on a 5-yard touchdown pass in overtime as the Blue Boys do something they rarely, if ever, do, beat Milliken on the road. Tim Denny out of route with 8 tackles as well. Great win for Garrett Campbell and company. Campbell not there today because of the suspension, but Illinois College gets him a big one. 34-30 is your final. One other note to pass along. Upset of the day, Lindenwood knocks off Division I. I spelled that horribly. Division I Northern Colorado. Sorry, it was one of those kind of days, kids. I know how to spell Colorado. Brock Reed out of Palmyra leading the charge for Lindenwood in the upset with 9 tackles on the day. The Palmyra product looking good. And when we come back, we'll check in with another of the brothers Vandenberg as we bring you complete coverage from last night's Keokuk Game of the Week victory over Washington, plus Central Southeastern and Bowling Green look to go 2-0, and West Hancock and Pittsfield-Grigsville try to break into the win column for the first time. High school football fun is next. Welcome back to Overtime, everybody. The Princeton defense, their run defense anyway, got a rude welcome to the season greeting from Monmouth-Roseville sensation Montel Hunter last week, which did not bode well today with Austin Dormeyer, Nathan Knuffman, and the human muscle Garrett Kessner, along with their Central Southeastern teammates, paying a visit today. We make the long road trip. Jacob Conley back from the U.S. Military Academy, checking out his old teammates working today. He'd like this. He loves the defense. Look at the pursuit. Austin Rossiter, Zach Dively, Tyler Richmiller, all in on the act. First play from scrimmage offensively. Speaking of the human muscle, he's going to go 40 yards and just weave his way right through the heart of the Princeton defense. That ain't good for Princeton anyway. 7-0 Central Southeastern. Central's next possession going to end kind of the same way with Mr. Kessner barreling his way in from 3 yards yards out, and the Panthers would lead 14-0. Princeton driving on their next attempt. Look at Jonah Cogshello here. Great hitter, great strip of the football right here as he pulls it free in slow motion for you, causes the turnover, and it is recovered right there by Douglas Weiss. More action now from the Central Southeastern offense. They will go to work behind Dalton Hubner. 65 yards of goodness from that young man. He had 4 carries, 81 yards, and this touchdown, which puts Central Southeastern up at this point 21-7. More muscle time now as Garrett Kessner about to get back into the act as well. He had 4 touchdowns on the day, 130 yards rushing, including this 46-yarder. And how about one more for you? We'll leave you with the other one. Joe made the long trip. Might as well show you all of them from our good buddy Mr. Kessner, as he's going to give you a little stiff arm action right here. Pound! Take that! How'd that taste? Central Southeastern with a huge win today, 48-14 your final over Princeton. Meanwhile, Orion paying a visit today to West Hancock. Tall order for the Titans with the much touted Chargers visiting Warsaw today. First Charger possession. Colton Schulenberg rolls left and finds Trent Dedecker for the touchdown. Makes it 6-0. PAT would fail. Titans first possession starts with a great catch here by Kendall Summers as he gets the chains moving here. First down, however, that drive would stall quickly. The winds whipped up horribly in this game at one point, tearing everything apart, and it just got really scary for a moment there. Then it got scary for the Titan offenses. This pickoff right here is a good one by Dedecker, and that makes it an 18-0 lead. The Titans answer, though, 4th and 4. Great play call. Look at this. Colin Dooley just executing this perfectly, getting the first down while everybody's asleep. Can you teach me how to Dooley? Good stuff from him right there as he gets the big first down pickup, and that spurs an impressive drive. Dooley to Austin Hardy. He's going to fumble this, but the Titans would recover and pick up an extra 8 yards for their effort on the near turnover. Hey, if it works for you, that's fortuitous. Later, more to come right here as it's Dooley up top to Colby Shilson, who's been phenomenal in the early going. Nice pickup as well. And that sets the table for one of the prettiest naked bootlegs you're going to see. I even get fooled on this one as Dooley's going to break away and score easily. Unfortunately, the game would get no closer than that. Titans give it a game effort, but Orion is every bit as good as they are billed to be, winning today by the final count in this one of 50-12. 50-12, I repeat. Good win for Orion in tough climbs. Mendota, boy, they're awfully good as well. They had a running clock on Pittsfield Griggsville Perry the entire second half as Mendota wins and improves to 2-0. The Saukeys drop to 0-2 on the season. Rough game as well down in the St. Louis area for Bowling Green as they fall to 1-1 on the season. Bowling Green drops a 68-7 decision to Miller Academy. Miller Academy must be very much for real because Bowling Green looked awfully good last week. That's a rough loss for Coach Messick and company. Last night, due to an officiating mix-up, we didn't get to show you your Game of the Week highlights. We will do so now. Keokuk and Washington, great start for the defense in this game. Dalton Jensen with a huge warning shot to the Demons. Eventually, after a cheap fumble recovery, the offense goes to work, and right here it's Gabe Vandenberg hooking up with Dan Williams, tiptoeing, twinkle-toesing along the sidelines to get in, and that would set up this Bryce Rose 1-yard touchdown plunge, and the Chiefs would lead 7-0. Later, Kevin Jennings goes under center as Douglas Dodds likes to kind of mix things up. Nice little wildcat maneuver of sorts as Jennings gets the big 25-yard pickup, and that would set the table for this. Gabe Vandenberg to the air, back in at quarterback. Going to hook up right here with Ryan Kemp, and the Chiefs all of a sudden lead this game 14-0. They're not done yet. How about a little jet sweep magic coming for you right here? Darian Sanders making good use of his incredible track and field speed. It translates to the gridiron as well. Nice pickup for him. And that would set up the tables for maybe the prettiest passing play of the night last night. It's going to be Gabe Vandenberg again hooking up with Kevin Jennings. This is sensational 7-worthy. Undoubtedly. Beautiful catch right there. It's 21-0 at that point. The run game. Potent for the Keokuk Chiefs last night. You're talking about that big, gigantic offensive line, and you're talking about Trevor Roth, who likes to take advantage. He is off nearly to the races right here. Be pulled down from behind, but that sets the table up for Matt Nye with a 29-yard touchdown as the Chiefs would build themselves, at this point, a 28-0 lead. Washington would get back into this game at different ventures. They'd start to get back into it on a Keokuk miscue. We'll do more of that in a second. First, though, how about a little more Darian Sanders doing the defensive work right here with the picks. Well, he just picked it off. He didn't take it back for 6, but a nice interception for him as he was racing. Here was the Keokuk miscue, a scoop and score fumble as the Demons pick this up and get on the board, but just too much Trevor Roth for Washington to ever come fully back in this game. Roth had a monster night last night, 253 yards rushing and a touchdown in this game, as we'll show you Mr. Roth going to work behind that big offensive line right here directly behind Michael Bartles as he just runs his way almost to freedom, and then we'll show you Mr. Roth running clear as the Keokuk Chiefs live up to their advanced billing and look really good last night. Again, it was on the late shift. Apologies for the late highlights, but they get the victory, do the Chiefs, and improve to 2-0 in the season. 35-28 was your final right there. When we come back, we turn our attentions to all the other sports in the area. We volley at the Suns Classic in Augusta and at the Early Bird Classic in Quincy, plus a big weekend of soccer ahead as well. Welcome back to Overtime, everybody. In an effort to get her volleyball team a more exacting early season test without having to leave home, then Quincy Notre Dame coach Karen Kemner opted to schedule the Lady Raiders into the predominantly 4A-laden Quincy High Early Bird Classic. This created the opportunity as well for us to see the extra incarnation this season of the crosstown rivalry. Rich Meyer, his team without star center, or actually middle hitter, Kate Genenbacher sitting out with the bad ankle. Right off the bat, her teammates picking up the slack today. Tremendous dig by Shannon Foley, and Gracie Barnes would put that away. Blue Devils, though, go on a furious service rush behind Abby Foster. I believe she had 7 straight points, including the ace right here. Quincy Notre Dame, though, showing resiliency. Cassidy Foley slows Quincy High's roll with a kill here. She's not very big for an outside hitter, but that is impressive. She can get up. Quincy High School answering behind their super setter, India Green. That, my friends, is how you dump in to the front row. Beautiful stuff from her right there. Then Monica Bumbry about to do some work as well, getting the kill off the wickets at that point. Late Q&D flourish, though, in this first game. It's Gracie Barnes yet again set nicely by Kristen Gengenbacher. And there is, my friends, a really good kill. Mary Watercutty making her presence felt as well, going off the defender and putting that in. But Quincy High School had too much in them. It'll start with Monica Bumbry yet again. The redirect right here. Then it's Bumbry going for the kill shot. She can't even hide her delight at this as other players' opponents on Q&D are yelling ouch at this point. More to come right here. Michaela Llewellyn throwing one into the mix as well. The kill for her. And then it's India Green one more time, showing you why she's such a great setter. Quincy High School wins today over Quincy Notre Dame in pool play. And then the Blue Devils will go on to win the tournament, their own tournament, knocking off United Township in straight games in the night shift tonight. Let's take you to the Suns Classic We've got, first of all, your pool champions from earlier in the day. We'll tell you the gold championship went to Beardstown. The silver championship ended up going to Liberty, and the bronze championship ended up going to South Fulton. And now we're going to try and show you highlights of the championship round. Unity at Payson, your first match of the round robin. Southeastern involved in this as well. Winner take all tonight. Aaron Smith bumps to Catherine Richards, who taps that in for Payson Seymour for the early point. Payson going up 7-2 thanks to Harley Flessner's kill right there as well. Back comes Unity in this game, though. Kylie Churchill, she's been so big all week long with a nice kill right there. Harley Flessner, though, going to answer right here. In kind coming up with the beautiful kill as well. In kind and in answer as mentioned. Unity going to work back again in this one. Ashley Brooks sets this one over for the point. Unity wins game number 1, 25-23. Nice ace coming up right here by Brianne Begeman as well as Unity wins game number 2, 25-20. So Unity in control of its own fate in this one, provided they could beat Southeastern. Unity trying to come up with the early stuff right here as Maggie Bowles picks up the kill right there to spot her team to an early lead over Southeastern. The Suns would answer, though. Olivia Nelson, so good at killing the ball. She plays this one right down the line for the kill. Unity firing back. Rachel Rush with a huge block for the Mustang point at that point. More Nelson, though. Southeastern gets great frontline play. It seems like Miss Nelson has been there forever, and she's awfully good. Suns bail themselves out as well. Nelson right here with the bump and landing for the point as well in this one. But the Mustangs end up winning, I believe, by the tiebreaker tonight. They end up winning the championship pool. So Unity tonight is your Suns Classic champion. Congratulations to Seth Klusmeyer and the Mustangs for a great week of work there. What else have we got for you? We got some soccer to tell you about. The Quincy Blue Devils in action today. Blake not holding company, taking on an Alton team that was suffering just a little bit from some injury issues. Right off the bat, though, the Blue Devils showing no relent. Look at Blake Herman firing from 25 yards away, and somehow, 55 seconds into the game, punching that home. 1-0 Blue Devils at that point. How about Dylan Hosher right here? He's going to fire once, get stopped point blank. The stymie will not affect him as he's there for the redirect and put back. And just like that, my friends, it is a 2-0 lead for the Blue Devils. Up 3-0 at this point. Alan Seek right here exercising brain control. The Alton keeper caught unawares. Somehow that bounces home. It's 4-0 again. We're still 8 minutes in. More to come right here. This, my friends, Tanner Klingel, the putback, the put home, 6 goals in 12 minutes. And the Blue Devils never look back in this game as they end up beating Alton and beating them decisively. Final count in this match was 9-0 in favor of Quincy High School. Earlier in the day, Quincy Notre Dame hosting their own soccer tournament today. The late game for Quincy Notre Dame sees them beat Danville Alex Ranella with a pair of goals in that one. We'll show you highlights now from the early game against Maine South, and it was a largely defensive affair on this one. Luke Mayfield, you know him from all the offense he's provided in the early season. This header saves a surefire goal and may have saved the Raiders a potential loss on this day. Mark Anderson also standing up in goal right here. You're going to see him here with the pretty save. He would pitch, I believe this is his 3rd straight shutout after the end of today. Mark Anderson stands up and stands on his head in goal today as the Raiders end up securing a tie with Maine South. They outshoot Maine South 5-2, but can't put anything home. Quincy Notre Dame, though, by virtue of least goals allowed this weekend, wins their own tournament championship. So our congratulations to the Raiders on a nice showing. Greg Reese's team coming up strong in advance of the big showdown, I believe, on Tuesday with Quincy High School. Other scores and notes to pass along. We're going to start off tonight with some cross country as Hannibal goes to the Mexico Invite on the boys' side, finishes 2nd as a team. But I need to mention that Brady Novak, for the 2nd straight year, is your individual medalist in this event. Paul Golian and Tyler Janes also with top 10 finishes for the Hannibal Pirates at Mexico today. The girls, kind of a similar story. Abby Jeffries, this is her first Mexico Invite championship. She shows up well, though. She gets the win today. Rachel Davis and Maddie Santee also with top 10 finishes for the Hannibal Pirates, who finished the day in 2nd place. So good showing for Hannibal to start the season in cross country. Pretty darn good showing for Liberty as well, racing against much bigger schools at the Rochester Invitational. Taylor Klingel today ends up finishing 7th individually as Liberty finishes 7th as a team. Top 10 finish for Ms. Klingel. You will hear her name early and often on the cross-country docket this season. Also want to talk some Quincy High Blue Devil tennis today. They go to the Moline Invitational. Team showing wasn't necessarily phenomenal. 4th out of, I believe, 8 teams today, but the Blue Devils do have 2 champions out of this. Katie Fauble, no surprise, your #1 singles champion, and Gabby Moss and Delaney O'Donnell, they win the consolation doubles bracket, so congratulations to all of those girls. I want to talk some softball with you as well. We've got Sal Shelby today knocking off Canton 11-4 in early preliminary action and backdraw action at the Knox County Tournament. 11-4, Lexi Wilt with a home run there. And by virtue of that, South Shelby gets to play in the Consolation Championship. And doing so, Angie Ricci's team knocks off Paris 6-2. Alex Teal with 3 RBIs. The reason I mention this, prior to this season, South Shelby seniors had never won any kind of softball trophy whatsoever. So congratulations to the Lady Birds for picking up a title. That's awfully nifty, and Angie Ricci doing great work already on the south side of the county. Also, want to mention, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, that Knox County was your tournament champion on their own home digs today, knocking off Scotland County 14-3 to win that title. And we'll have more